Welcome to MFR, or Myo Fascial Release for the back. All you need today are 2 myofascial release balls. Tennis balls work okay. You can use a golf ball for the feet. That's pretty tough. But if you don't have a set of these yoga tune-up fitness balls, they are worth it. So gather what you need, and optional, you can use a little weight. This is a 2-pounder, a 1-pounder, something like that, a soup can. It's totally optional, not necessary though. So gather what you need, and we're going to start on our back and find that nice core breath. Bring your balls with you, make sure they're nice and in reach. As you come on to your back body, just begin to arrive and notice, observe how you are arriving. Maybe take one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and notice your breath. Does it feel smooth, choppy, expansive, constricted, shallow, deep? Without judgment, just noticing. And now can you begin to smooth it out, inviting it deeper, wider. Nice smooth inhale. And a nice smooth exhale. Can you expand into the ribs? Inviting it all the way down into the pelvis. Okay, go ahead and grab your 2 balls. Lean the hips over towards the left, about 2 inches underneath your belt line. Go ahead and place the ball on the side, and then do the same on the other side. So they're a bit wide, but on the top of that meaty glute muscle, adjusting however you need to. Go ahead and release, and you can shift your hips from side to side or gently tilt the pelvis up and down. Notice where those sensitive spots are. And this is going to be a similar sensation as a deep tissue massage. So it will feel uncomfortable, but the release once you're done is going to feel so good. So any movements here, it's kind of intuitive. Where are you holding the tension? Our glutes are some of the largest mover muscles or muscles in the body. And once we release these, it can be a domino effect. If it feels okay, you can lift one leg, maybe both come up, and you can rock the weight side to side. And try not to hold your breath. Continue these nice, smooth, deep inhales. In fact, a very helpful visualization through MFR work is to inhale, visualize your breath moving towards where the balls are, as if your body is kind of pressing into the ball, trying to press it away. And on your exhale, imagine a release, as if your body, the muscles, the tissues are swallowing up the ball, softening and letting it in. Maybe a little happy baby sway from side to side with the hands gently on the knees. That might feel really nice. Adjusting the ball however you see fit here. This is really best when you tune in and explore, being curious with what you might find. Okay, go ahead and release the balls and take a moment to notice already how the body feels. Maybe send the legs out long. Notice how the hips feel. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and come onto your side. Any side, we'll do both. And again, 2 inches below the belt line, and I'm gonna come up just to show you. So on your side hip, about 2 inches below the belt line, and then back again on the side of this big meaty glute muscle, or the glute medius. Oof, yep. If this is too intense, you can always put a blanket, a towel, or something soft over the ball to kind of lessen the intensity. So I have my back foot or my top leg behind my front leg, and I can roll forward and back. I can move up and down here. I can also, if you're up for it, I can lift that bottom leg, which is going to intensify that sensation in the hip. So again, breathing, find that visualization, breathing as you press the ball away, kind of the body rejecting the ball. And then inhale, soften, release, relax. You can always just sit in stillness, or maybe it helps to find a little bit of a rocking, a little bit of a movement. For 3, 2, 1, go ahead and come up. Let's go ahead and lie on our backs and just notice. We'll send both legs out long. Notice how the side you just rolled out feels compared to the other side. And let's move to the other side now. Again, 2 inches below the belt line on the side. And avoiding bone doesn't feel good to roll out bone. So that's kind of a good rule of practice here. So adjusting however you need to get this outer glute. Again, rocking side to side, rocking up and down. Maybe lifting that bottom leg. Mm-hmm. Breathe. And we usually don't want to go more than 90 seconds because you can overhydrate the tissues, which can make them tighter, which is interesting. You just got to find that sweet spot balance. It's everything, right? So let's go ahead and release. Come onto your hands and knees, find a tabletop. Take a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the pelvis and the crown of the head up towards the sky. Exhale, tuck and round. You might feel or notice that there's more availability in the hips. Take a couple more. Okay. Let's come back into a side plank onto your knees here. And go ahead and send the hips up towards the sky. Okay. Really reach the hips up nice and high. And this is where you can grab onto that weight. Reach the arm up. If you don't have the weight, that's totally fine. And we're going to do side plank hugs. So take that top arm, reach it underneath, reach. Let yourself kind of rotate. And then exhale, reach it up towards the sky. Inhale, reach under and through. Of course, you can reach that top leg out long. You can also move this into a full side plank if you would like to. Let's do 5 more. 2. Last one. And release. Lower the hips, come back to your tabletop. And let's take the right leg forward for a little low lunge. And for here, let's think about your tailbone being nice and long. Your pelvis isn't rocking back or forward too much. And just begin to rock forward and back. Maybe your hands come down onto the floor as you rock forward and back, getting into those hips a bit more here. So as you come forward, let's linger here for a moment and think about squeezing this back leg here, the left leg. Squeeze that left glute. You might feel that opening in the front of that left hip. That's what we're going for here. Breathing, you have the option to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. This hip flexor muscle, there's a few, but especially our psoas, it connects to our low back, it weaves through the pelvis and connects to the top of our thigh bone, the femur. So that is a tricky one we definitely want to care for. Okay. Awesome. Let's go ahead and find a 90-90 lunge. So bring the torso back up and think about your hip stacking over your back knee and that front knee stacking over the front ankle. Hands come behind the head, interlace, inhale, nice and long, reach the crown up to the sky, feel the core engage, and you're going to tick-tock side to side. So let's first go towards the right, reach that left elbow up towards the sky, right elbow reaching towards the ground like you're squeezing a lemon between that right shoulder and right hip. Inhale, exhale, other side. Inhale up to center, squeeze, reach. Inhale to center, squeeze, reach other side. 2 more times, each direction. Last one. Awesome. Coming back up, you're going to plant your hands. You can always have blocks if the ground feels far away here. I'm planting my left hand. My left back shin is going to kickstand out behind me as my right foot reaches back to the back of the mat. Kneeling side plank, reach and stretch open. Maybe you take some shoulder circles with that top arm. You can cactus that arm open, squeeze the hips forward, take up space and express yourself here. Big breath in, expand. And exhale, go ahead and come back to your tabletop. Take an inhale, cow, and cat. Let's find our kneeling plank on the other side. You can grab your weight if you would like. Lifting the hips up, reaching the arm up. Those little hugs here. It's an inhale to reach underneath. Exhale, lift. Your pace can be whatever your breath pace is. You set the rhythm. You don't have to move at my pace. Again, you have the option now to extend both legs, finding a full side plank. For 3, 2, last one. 1, release. Ah, lovely. Okay. Let's find that low lunge. Now our left leg is going to come forward. Just moving forward and back. That feels so good on my hips. Hopefully you feel a nice release, a nice sensation as well. So just being curious here as you explore. You can have your torso up or you can have a hand down like me. There's no right or wrong way to move here. Really take this time to be in your body and notice what feels good. And we're all going to land in this forward lunge, opening up through this back front of the right hip. Option to tuck those back toes, lifting the back knee, trying to keep the hips low here, lifting into this runner's lunge. Awesome. Coming to that 90-90 lunge, torso comes back up, front knee sucks over the ankle, hip sucks over the back knee, hands to the back of the head. A gentle press of the back of the head into the palms, palms into the head. Inhale up nice and tall. Let's stretch over towards the left first. Squeeze and reach that right elbow up towards the sky. Feel the strength in the legs as you press the back shin into the mat. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale, bend other side. Inhale to center. Squeeze. Squeeze. 2 more times each side. Awesome. Coming up to a stand. Let's roll out the bottoms of our feet. This is one of my favorites to do with the Myo Fascial Release ball. We carry so much tension in our feet and don't even realize it. And the fascia in our feet connects to the fascia in our pelvis and our spine all the way up to our head. So let's take the ball under the big toe mound, and let's actually take it in between the big toe mound and the second toe. You're going to help kind of break up some of this fascia in between those little metatarsals or bones and muscles. So roll it all the way to the front of the heel. You might notice your toes doing weird things. Notice any sensitive areas as you roll. After 2, 3, 4 here, bring the ball, think about in between the second toe and the third toe and rolling it down 2, 3, 4 times here, back and forth. Then moving it in between the third and fourth toe. And then in between the pinky toe and the fourth toe. And on that knife edge of the foot. It's kind of tricky to keep the ball there, isn't it? Okay, take a moment before doing the other side to find mountain pose, Tadasana, and just tune into your feet. Notice any differences you may find. You might even notice that one of your feet is a different color because you have more blood flow now. Go ahead and take the other one. And a smaller ball is actually handy here. So we're just going to move to the other side in between the big toe, the second toe. But this is where a smaller, maybe a golf ball size MFR ball could be handy. Kind of gets into those little grooves a bit better. Notice if this side feels more sensitive, less sensitive. Those are signs that you might have more tension in that side of your pelvic floor as well. It's always very interesting. After 2, 3, or 4, remember to move on to the next toe. All right, coming back onto our backs. So next we're going to take our balls, and it might be handy if you have a little sleeve or a sock to put both of your balls in. It just kind of keeps them in place, and they're going to hug the spine. So you don't want it on your spine. So the balls will be on each side of your spine, and we're going to start with on the bottom tip of the shoulder blades here. So it's not too low. We want to feel it at the base of the shoulder blades, kind of in this mid upper back. So I'm going to come down. And sometimes setting it down and then finding the place to lay on, lowering the head. Okay, and see if you can pull the low ribs down, the back of the low ribs down towards the mat, and even pick up the hips and lengthen through the tailbone here. You can always support the head with a block if that feels helpful. Again, finding this breath as you inhale, press into the balls. Exhale, melt over them. Inhale, send the right arm up overhead. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, and exhale, bring it across the body. Inhale up. Exhale up overhead. Inhale up. Exhale across the body. Go ahead, bring it up and release. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left arm reaches up. And reaching it up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale across the body. Inhale up. Exhale, reaching it up overhead. Inhale up. Exhale across. Inhale up. Exhale up overhead. Go ahead and release that arm. And go ahead and gently come up. You're more than welcome to move this up and down the spine as what feels good. But I'm going to end here with some neck love. And I did not mention this before, but a block or even a stack of books is really handy here. Otherwise, it's really hard to get our necks close enough to really feel a release here. So your block is going to be a pillow for the back of your head, and you're going to have your two balls in the sock on the block. The balls are going to be right at the base of the skull where it sits on the neck. So as you roll down, find the place right where the skull sits on the neck here. And you can nod up, down, shaking yes, or side to side like you're shaking no. Or maybe you just find stillness. Find a nice gentle breath as you relax through the jaw, the shoulders. Can you expand to the rib cage? Gently bring the breath all the way down to the pelvic floor. You can reach the legs long if that feels good, or you could even find a Supta Baddha Konasana or butterfly legs with the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide if that's comfortable. Or even a constructive rest with the feet out nice and wide, knees knocked together. Lovely. Feel free to linger here. Feel free to find more movement or to roll out more or whatever you feel you need here. I'm really proud of you for continuing to show up for yourself and for your self-care and remembering consistency is key. Thank you for spending your time with me and trusting me. It blesses me so much. It's an honor and a privilege, and I will see you next time.